Hi James. I'm going to do example 6 in your book, solving equations, solving a trigonometric equation with a calculator. I already did go over this in the pencast, but I just wanted to show you the way to solve it on a calculator so you're sure you're getting all of the solutions. The question was solve the equation sine of theta equals 0.3 on the interval between 0 and 2 pi. So the first thing you want to do is set up your window. You want to make sure that your x values lie within the range from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, and for your y values, it really doesn't matter what you use. I guess we'll use 1.5. Sine of course on the y-axis goes between -1 and 1, so we'll go between that should be -1.5, shouldn't it? -1.5 and 1.5. Okay, so we've set up our window. Now let's go ahead and put in our functions. We put in the left side and the right side of the equation. So the first one is sine of theta, or on the calculator it's simply sine of x, and we're asking when is this equal to zero point 0.3. So those are our two values. We should just be able to graph it now. We've already done the window. Alright, so those are our two curves. This line, the horizontal line here, is y equals 0.3, and of course the sine curve here is just the sine as it ranges between 0 and 2 pi. And the thing that we've done here is we've restricted our range to between, or rather our domain, I guess that is, to between 0 and 2 pi, so that we can see there's going to be two answers to this question. One of the answers will be right there, and the other answer will be right there. And we don't have any other answers within this range. So we'll just use the intersection function of your calculator. And we'll guess it down at this point first. And this will give you the answer that your calculator gave you, or the answer given in your textbook. So you'll see for that one you get 0.3046965, which is exactly what your book told you. But to get the other value is really easy. So anyway, you'd write down that as one of your answers, and we'll use the same function again, intersection, to first curve, second curve, and let's pick up the other point down here. And that will give you 2.8369, which is essentially pi minus the answer we had before. But those that way you're sure, not only when you do it this way will you see that there's two answers within the to the problem, because within the range 0 to 2 pi you see that there's two applicable answers to it, but you also can, using the intersection function, figure out what the answers to those two answers are. So that's the best way to go about doing these, rather than using the inverse sine function on your calculator or any of the inverse trigonometric functions. It's better to just restrict the range to the range, or restrict the domain to the domain that they're asking you to restrict it to, and then to use the intersecting function on your calculator to solve the problem.